The 6th generation BMW M3 is the fastest, the most sophisticated, and arguably the most desirable car ever added to this distinguished race-bred model line. Like its almost identically engineered M4 Competition coupe counterpart, this G80 series design keeps an enhanced version of the classic straight-six engine configuration, but much is also different, primarily with the option of all-wheel drive for the first time. This car has evolved.
You'd want your M3 to have a straight-six engine, wouldn't you? Well, most of the cars in this model line have had that, with the most recent F80 version introducing the twin-turbo version of this 3-litre power plant, which continues on in this significantly upgraded 510 HP form in the competition version of this G80 Mark 6 model. For the first time, M3 customers can pair this car's engine to four-wheel drive via an X-Drive system, which you can customise for a rear-driven feel if you want it. Ordinary rear-driven variants do continue on in the range. That's what we've chosen to test here in this test. For our market, there's no manual gearbox option, and BMW has swapped out the previous model's double-clutch DCT auto transmission for a more conventional ZF8 speeder. If you're quick with the provided paddle shifters, 62 from rest will be dispatched in 3.9 seconds or just 3.5 in an X-Drive model, on the way to a top speed which will be raised to 180 miles an hour if you pay the extra with the optional M Pro package. All of that's accompanied by a glorious roar from the Active Sports exhaust, whose soundtrack is one of the things you can alter, either via this center console setup button or the center stack display's selectable M menu. Either way, you get a screen which allows you to tailor your preferred drive settings and to store your two most favoured combinations behind these little red M1 and M2 tabs on the steering wheel. One perhaps for your commuting preferences and the other maybe for your favourite back road. You can alter the parameters for engine, transmission and steering, plus there are 3 chassis options too for the suppleness of the adaptive M suspension with its electronically controlled damping. And there are 2 pedal feel settings for the freshly developed M compound brakes. Plus, there's also this center console M mode button, which offers road, sport and track settings, each of which change the instrument display and also the level of drive assistance system intervention. Braver folks can use the M menu to deactivate the DSC traction system and play with the track-orientated M Drift Analyzer. BMW's standard M Drive Professional package also includes an M lap timer, plus the brand has also redesigned the cooling and oil supply systems specially for circuit use. Whether all this is enough to create in this G80 series model the best ever track-ready M3 is another question, of course. Probably not. The bulkier curb weight might tell against this car in extremis, and it doesn't help efficiency either. It's rated at 27.7 mpg and 234 grams per kilometre of CO2 for this rear-driven model. But what's not in doubt is that this is easily the best ever road-ready M3. The things that were always good about this car, the low centre of gravity, the perfect 50-50 weight distribution, they're now enhanced by a longer wheelbase, a wider track, stiffer body shell, a more engaging engine and a whole stack of extra technology. So this car handles bumps and undulations better at speed, and it gives you more confidence to throw it into corners. All of which has made this more capable M3 more involving, yet at the same time somehow also less intimidating. It's quite an achievement, and it is also quite a car. Every M3 enthusiast has an opinion on this G80 series model's divisive front grille. We'll leave you to form yours, with a proviso that a proper judgment requires a proper viewing in the metal, in your spec, with your colours and your trim. This is a slightly bigger car than before, 122mm longer, 26mm wider and 8mm higher. That's in the saloon form. At the time of this test, in summer 2021, BMW had just announced that a touring estate body style would also be made available with this 6th generation model. Here though, our attention is on this sedan, which like its predecessor features this classy carbon fibre plastic reinforced roof with 2 lengthwise rails that optimise airflow. Of course, there's plenty of menacing overtaking presence. The contour bonnet has indentations either side of the central crease, and that flows down into that controversial grille, either side of which are additional cooling intakes, which, as here, can also be trimmed with carbon fibre. Further up, smeared into the corners of the car, are these shadowline LED headlights with darkened inlays adorning their upper edges. At the rear, darkened full LED light clusters with L-shaped tail lamps sit below a neat rear spoiler with this distinctive central notch. Right, let's take a seat inside. Now, what you don't want here is the feeling that you've just bought an M Sport trimmed 3 Series with ideas above its station. Well, the requirement for something a bit more bespoke certainly seems to have been recognised in here. Some of the wilder colour schemes and spec options will certainly make the cabin feel that way. These optional race-style M-carbon bucket seats certainly supply the DTM ambiance that some customers might want. Others will find them a touch pretentious maybe, but the cabin architecture surrounding all this tinsel is anything but. It's sensible, ergonomic, high quality, and based around the twin screens of BMW's familiar live cockpit professional setup. Through this thick M leather steering wheel, which has red accented M buttons for your favourite drive settings, you view a 12.3-inch instrument binnacle display with M specific detailing. Anything else you need is likely to be located on this 10.25-inch centre control display, which can do just about anything you might want, from changing engine settings to booking airline tickets and hotel rooms. Other bespoke touches include an embossed M-stitch drive selector, along with interior trim strips in high-gloss carbon fibre and an anthracite-coloured headliner. The required sense of technology and luxury is provided by configurable LED interior lighting, a 16-speaker Harman Kardon hi-fi and a head-up display, all of which delivers the required sense of occasion and quality. It's all just as good as anything you'll find in an M5. Okay, time to check out the rear seat. Given that this G80 generation M3 is now over 4.7 metres long for the first time, and it's pretty much as big as an M5 from the turn of the century, you'd expect things to have improved quite a lot back here. And sure enough, there's certainly more room to stretch out here than was the case with the previous generation model. The distance between the front and rear seats has been extended by 11 millimetres. Finally, let's take a look out back. This powered boot lid comes as part of the extra cost comfort package, but an electric tailgate is standard on the Touring Estate version. Both include a hands-free opening feature. The revealed trunk space on this sedan is the same size as it was before, 480 litres. Without doubt, this 6th generation M3 is the most accomplished member of this long, iconic model line. What's delivered here, though, is perhaps the ultimate combination of M5 maturity and M2 agility, which leaves us with what? Well, quite simply this, the most complete M3 ever made.